I feel the slavery of women is much more in the West than
And how about the Quran? Speaking about the Iranians, I know you did a program this week, and it was a very important program. And I'd like to talk about how the Iranian people have misinterpreted Muhammad and the effect it had on our society and the importance of it changing for women.
Yes, even Muhammad Saab, see, he respected women so much. They used to have wars. They were tribes. The tribal people, it was only Muhammad Saab who could take birth in those horrible Arabs. And he found that so many men, young men were killed. So he said, all right, if there are not young men, let the old men marry the even young girls. Doesn't matter. But marry. Even if they have to marry 5 times, marry. So that they do not become prostitutes. Just to respect their chastity, he prescribed this thing, but it is not compulsory that you should marry 5 times. See, we have horrible things in India. A man marries 4 times, has 8 children each time, because they believe that by that democracy they'll be powerful. Then after some time they divorce their wives, but by saying 3 times talak, talak, talak. Now these women are with so many children are just left on the street. And if you see them, you think that this is worse than Somalia. He respected women. Not only he told his wife that you are going to work out, Aisha, he told that you are going to work out something against the religion. And really it was wrong on her because his own daughter, as you know, her name was Fatima, stood up and said that this never Muhammad Sahib had said. But this Abu Bakr is a fellow who just took the platform as it is, I should say, instead of his own son-in-law, Hazrat Ali, who was a great realized soul. And he just completely changed the ideas about women, which Fatima was going to do. So there were uh, big wars called Karbala, in which 2 children of Fatima B were killed. Hazrat Ali was also killed, and there were 2 groups were formed, one is Shia and Sunni. But Shias also don't understand that they have to respect their women because Fatima B itself was a not only a saint but an incarnation. She was a goddess.
How has the media affected our view of women today?
In the Western media, I must say that women are used just to lure some sort of uh, very low type of human beings, I should say. Men are not sex points, they are the spirits. They are reduced to this sex point by Freud. And Freud was like a Christ here once upon a time. Now, of course, after so many years, I said this at least 20 years back. But now it is appearing. Many I've seen some books like Fall of Freudian Empire, Freudian Freud. So many books are coming now. Already all the harm has been done. Human beings are reduced to a sex point now by media, and women who are very cheap, who can expose their body and can sell their chastity, are regarded as great heroines. This is what the situation of the media is today.
You would have even said that Freud could only prosper in America.
Huh?
Freud could only prosper in America.
Yeah,
You said that.
it's a fact. He was born in Austria, and when I talked against Freud, they all clapped. They were very happy I said so, because they were quite ashamed about it. But even in Austria, you find so many prostitutes on the streets, standing all. But here, at least, there it is the housewives are housewives. Here, even a housewife has to dress up in such a way that she should be like a prostitute. Why should you do that? You must have your self-respect.
How how is this a special time for women?
I call it this a blossom because I say there are many flowers, so many of them are on this earth and they are to become now fruits. But it's called as Qiyamah in the Quran, meaning the resurrection time. Even in the Indian scriptures, we have this resurrection time, and by many astrologers, thousands of years back, it was predicted that such and such time will come. And also in the Bible, it is the last judgment. There's another stupid idea which we find in Bible and also in Quran, which is very stupid. And I think also, I don't know about the Torah, but they said there is also the same idea that at the time of resurrection, our dead bodies will come out of the grave and then they'll ascend. Now tell me what is left in the grave of the dead body. It is so absurd, it's so illogical. Actually, in that way, I would say Indian scripture said the correct thing that at this time of Kali Yuga, all the souls which are lost, all the souls who want their realization, all the souls who have uh, been thinking of God and seeking God all over the world will be reborn. That's why we have a population problem. That is why all kinds of horrible people are also born. In this time, about 20 years back, your media was much better. They didn't show such horrible scenes. I mean, they must show bedroom scenes. What is the need? Bathroom scenes. When if somebody comes into your house, do you take them to your bedroom and to your bathroom, or do you keep them in the drawing room? I mean, it's private life. They have no respect for privacy. Now, you see, this kind of funny idea that we are going to get out of the graves and all that is still lingering in the minds of many ignorant Christians and also Muslims. One Bosnia fellow met me. He was Muslim. I asked him, why were you dying there? What was the need to die? He said, because if we die now in the name of God, we'll be resurrected. I mean, it is relevant from the idea of Bible. So this is what it is that these ideas are to be put right. In the West, you see, we have Christianity, we have other religions. But the roots about it, the explanation about it, is much better discovered in India because it's an ancient country which has been all the time seeking for thousands of years. Now the system that is Sahaja Yoga, as you mentioned, is not mine. It's an ancient system. But we had this system in the North Panthi, they call him, they were in the center. And one master will have only one disciple. This was encouraged. So there were very few people who got realization. Sri Rama's father-in-law's guru was Ashtavakra. He has written about Raj, but he's just described what happens when you get into the state of spirit. This father-in-law, Janaka, gave realization to only one person, Nachiketa, according to the tradition. But in the 12th century, there was a great poet in India, in Maharashtra, born as Ganeshwara, who asked his guru, his own brother, that let me also tell about this. He said, all right, he permitted. So in his book Ganeshwari, which is just the explanation of Gita, he has clearly said in the 6th chapter about Kundalini, how she rises, how she gives you realization and everything. But those people who were in charge of religion, as usual, didn't know how to do it. So what they did, they said this is Nishiddha, means it's cancer. You don't read 6th chapter. So nobody would read that chapter. That's how it went into background. So what I would say, after that, many great saints like Guru Nanak, Kabir, Tukarama, Ramdas, in the 16th century did a great work of Kundalini. Even in the Bible it is, I will appear before you like tongues of flame, tree of life. So many things are described. But in the little time that they had, they could not explain so. Now these people have talked about Kundalini and said about it. If I have done any work, it's this, that by studying through human beings, I met many people because my father was a very social man and my husband was in a position where I met many people. I studied human beings and I found out a method by which you can now give mass realization.
Hmm.
In Russia, in Bulgaria, Romania, we always have people in the stadium, not less than 16,000, and they all get their realization.